Hello, Shivani.
Thanks.
Hello, Lynn. And Satara, hello. Hi, Maureen. And who's recording today?
Shanti.
Okay, I can't see her as yet. She may be there without camera.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Shanti. There. There we are. I don't know. Shivani has pushed off. I added you, Shivani. Good. Hello, everybody. Today, we are doing the Lagna Ascendant Part 3. And this photograph is of Dakshinamurti. And Dakshinamurti is a form of Shiva who is regarded as the Guru. So, and this is me with the elephant Lakshmi. She was the elephant at Pondicherry temple. This was the service she gave. Beautiful. And last year she was walking to work and she just collapsed and died. So all of Pondicherry is in sorrow. So this is honoring her here. So it's so so we continue with our class and chanting Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighram Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Buddhascha Guruscha Shukraha Shanirahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shanti Bhavo. Om Dati Shankatushārabham Shirodharanavasambhavam Namami Shashinam Somam Shambho Mukhatabhushanam. So here I've given some extra information about this mantra for moon. This is also known as Ved Vyasa mantra. Vedvyasa was one of the great sages, and he wrote the Navagraha mantras. So the mantras we do, and you learn more, all the other mantras also, they are all done by Vedvyasa. And today we are doing the Nama mantra for Brihaspati or Guru. And the mantra, two mantras are there. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. So today we are going to the last part of the ascendant, from Tula to Meena, Libra to Pisces. Also, I want to let you know about 3rd of July. This is a festival, Guru Purnima. Full moon in Sagittarius is celebrating and honoring the divine sages and the gurus. So this festival has been happening since time immemorial, thousands of years. The full moon in Sagittarius is celebrated, and actually, I think in USA, this will be on 2nd of July, if you are in USA, but Asia and China and India, it is on 3rd of July. In India, the official date is 3rd of July. So on the 3rd of July, you could do the Guru Mantra that we were just doing. You can honor your gurus. You can wish them. If they are close by, then you can go and visit them and honor them. Otherwise, you can just honor that whole energy, that people that have been showing us the path from so many lifetimes, and the knowledge that has been passed down from them. So today we are looking at Tula. So you see here the number 7 sign. This is the astronomical symbol Tula, Libra Lagna. And Libra is shown, this person is a businessman, and he's weighing up the price of goods, the weight of the goods. But Libra can also be weighing up other things. Venus is the ruling planet, is known as the Lord of Ascendant. Libra, slim, of average height, attractive with soft eyes. They have a slim, long face. Being an air sign, communicating is important to them. They are social, need people, want to be appreciated. Their symbol scale reflects the need to balance their life on all levels. They need to harmonize between spiritual and material. They can be judgmental. Venus also rules the secretive 8th house. They can be responsible for their own negativity. Their actions can lead to unexpected transformations. Now, one of the things I find about Libra Lagna is that they can be quite indecisive. They are deciding, should I, shouldn't I, always unsure about a decision. Then once they come to a conclusion, then they will move quickly. But otherwise, they can be just thinking about this. Venus gets exalted in Pisces in 6th house. This can bring the healing qualities, but also make them out of balance. They can be overly competitive or feel life to be a struggle. And as benefics in the 6th house do not do well, Venus, despite its exaltation, can lose the ability to judge good from the bad, right from wrong. As sixth house is an Upachaya house, Venus learns and grows from its struggles. Venus is debilitated in the 12th house. This is a position where the Lagna Lord can be negative for the ascendant. They can become architects of their own loss if they do not understand the quality of giving and focusing on a higher self. And they can live if your Lagna Lord is in the 12th house, especially for Tula Lagna, live a pattern of existence where they do not appear to do anything constructive. They must focus on moksha and spiritual life, and this will develop their best potential. And learn to giving to positive things and people. 12th house is the house of expenses. So what are you spending your money, your emotions on? A very good friend of mine, she has Tula Lagna, but she has moon in Tula and sun in Tula. And the Lagna Lord is in the 12th house. So for a large part of her earlier life, she was just doing things. One would wonder, what is she trying to achieve, what she's trying to do, and just wasting her life. And then she found a Guruji, Sri Ravi Shankar, and she focused more on spiritual things. And she is blossoming, doing the right thing, because sometimes, your chart is guiding you towards something. But if you are taking the wrong side of that quality, so if you have Libra Lagna, Lagna Lord in the 12th house, then you have to think how you're going to use it in the best possible way. Positive planets for Tula Lagna, Saturn is the best planet. It is Raja Yoga Karaka, a king-making planet as it rules 4th and 5th houses. We haven't done these Raja Yoga Karakas, yoga planets we have not done. But any planet that rules a Kendra and a Trikona, it becomes a very special planet. And so for Tula Lagna, Saturn is excellent. Mercury rules the 9th and 12th house, can be both positive and negative. Jupiter, 3rd and 6th house ruler, Mars, 2nd and 7th, Sun, 11th house ruler are negative planets. Mars is Maraka. Jupiter can create obstacles, sudden transformations. Jupiter is never good for Libra ascendants. You see, these planets, we all have planets that are not good for us, planets that are good for us. We have to learn how to use them and how to work with them as well. So this is Charlie Chaplin's chart. And, Charlie Chaplin was a great comedian in early 20th century. And what you see here is that his Lagna and Moon Lagna are the same. And Saturn, 10th house, best planet in the 10th house, he had a glorious career, very good career. Lagna Lord is retrograde, Venus retrograde. Maybe that gave him that funniness. He was a comic genius, so it could have given him that quality. But it is with Mars, which is not the best planet. But Mars is also very strong. Own sign in Aries. So sometimes when a planet is strong, it can also misguide you. And Charlie Chaplin had some issues regarding women in his life. Sorry, I just look at So you see in the software, you can find the ascendant here. So we start with Libra ascendant, and we have 5 of you here, but I don't know whether all of you are here. So I'm just going to see. Yeah, Monday, I saw you were there. So let's start with you. And so here we see Libra ascendant with Jupiter in the ascendant. Now, Jupiter is not the best planet for Libra ascendant. But one of the things about Jupiter in the ascendant is it's always good to have Jupiter in the ascendant, even though he may not be the perfect planet for Libra ascendant. There are 2 rules that you should know. One is Jupiter in the ascendant is very good. Saturn in the ascendant, even if he's the best planet, is not so good. Because Saturn is heavy by nature, he gives stress and responsibility. So here we see Libra ascendant, Jupiter in the ascendant. So that is good, even though he's not a perfect planet for you. You may sometimes find, some obstacles or dealing with things, but Jupiter will give you the quality of the guru, advice. Then Saturn, your best planet, is strong, Aquarius. So very good planet for you. Lagna Lord, Venus, is placed in the 2nd house with Mercury, friend Mercury. So these 2 combination also is a good one. Although Rahu always is disrupting a little bit, but Venus is close to Mercury, so that is an important combination here. Sage, Libra ascendant, Mars Ketu in the ascendant. Mars is the 7th house ruler in the ascendant. Ketu, Ketu can be, it's a very powerful planet, but it can make you sometimes feel that people don't recognize you, make you feel headless. And Ketu can also give you knowledge, interest in Jyotish, yoga, spiritual things side by side. Mars always in the ascendant is a dominating force. So one has to be careful how you use it. Lagna Lord, Venus, is placed with Mercury and Saturn. All the 3 good friends are placed together. Best planets for Libra, all placed together in the 2nd house. You also have this exchange of Venus with Mars. This is also positive exchange for you. There's number of things, we haven't studied as yet. So as you study later, you will get to know. But I would say Sage, most important for you is learning how to manage Mars and Ketu in the ascendant. Shubha, we see Sun and Mercury in the ascendant. Mercury is another planet that does very well in the ascendant. Doesn't matter what ascendant ruler is there, Mercury does well. But here we see ascendant ruler Venus is placed very close to Rahu. So Rahu can give interest in foreign things, foreign ideas. Rahu can also make you feel sometimes dissatisfied with life. So that Venus-Rahu conjunction, Venus is in Sagittarius, so it can be like a sign of a spiritual warrior. But Rahu, you have to think how Rahu affects you. And best planet Saturn is in the 9th house of study, gaining knowledge. And Saturn is with Ketu. So it's sort of opposite factor. Saturn will say, face your karma, deal with it. Ketu wants moksha. So sometimes they are wanting to go in opposite directions. Mars, very strong, not the best planet for you. But you see, when a planet is strong, it wants to be heard. And so we have to learn how to use it. We have to learn how to work with it, because it isn't something that is going to go away. Sophia, again, Ketu in the ascendant, number of you Ketu in the ascendant. Ketu is always makes you feel headless, as if people don't recognize you. Um, they don't understand who you are, but at the same time, it can give interest in yoga, jyotish, spiritual things, past life information. Now, Lagna Lord Venus is in the 10th house, so work, career is important for you. Your good luck planet, Mercury, 9th Lord in the 9th house, that is very good. Uh, Mercury is not combust. It's far away from the sun. So Mercury is very good for you. Saturn, another good planet for you, second house with money. So it can give you good luck with money as well. So next Lagna, we are looking at Vrishchik Lagna, Scorpio. And Mars, Ketu are joint rulers, lord of the ascendant. Whichever planet has the higher degree, for Ketu, you subtract from 30 degrees, has the greatest influence. I tend to study Mars as the main ruler, also study the position of Ketu to analyze the chart. I never ignore Ketu and its influence. So when I'm studying Vrishchik Lagna, Scorpio Lagna, I look at two factors. I look at where Mars is placed and where Ketu is placed as well. Scorpio are beautiful with well-shaped body. They can be very sensitive and intuitive. They have to curb a tendency to be vindictive. Scorpions always have a sting in their tail. Sometimes they know it will not be in their best interest, but they cannot help themselves. So that is the thing. If you're Scorpio Lagna, then you have to be careful that you don't get obsessive about things, or you don't want to hurt other people, uh, even though you don't want to really. It's something that Scorpio have. Scorpio is where all the issues of past life are accumulated. There is good and bad. Scorpio have to learn from their experience to use them as a fertilizer to nurture the tree of life and make it grow towards self-realization and spiritual growth. Sorry, that's just duplicate. So Scorpio, they can be very knowledgeable, very profound. Even their more difficult experiences, they can grow from that. But it is important for Scorpio not to look at the negativity, but always aspire for the better part of themselves, to be better and higher self. It doesn't necessarily have to be just on a spiritual level, on any aspect that you are thinking about. Being born as Scorpio ascendant suggests that it is a life of transformation, but if they resist it, they can create problems. The conflict between higher, lower self dominates the life of a Scorpio rising. Mars also rules 6th house, therefore, they can be sometimes their own worst enemies. They do not need others to cause them harm, they can do it for themselves. This is something that you need to be careful. Mars is exalted in Capricorn in the 3rd house. gives courage, confidence, ability to shape their own destiny. Mars gets debilitated in auspicious ninth house. There's a great need to study to understand the higher meaning of life. Debilitated Mars is not always confident. They are peace-loving and caring. They tend to fritter away their energy, so have to be careful to develop discipline. Actually, Mars has to be focused. If you have a Mars and you have Vrishchik Lagna, you have to try to focus your energy, not waste it in different areas. Co-ruler Ketu is exalted in the ascendant itself. Ketu can resolve all the past karma and encourage Scorpio to use the secret past knowledge to grow and develop spiritually. Ketu is debilitated in the 7th house in Taurus. This can bring guilt regarding relationships, rejecting relationships you are in, and desire for unsuitable and unusual relationship. One has to be careful not to get into pattern of negativity and rejection. So, Ketu in the 7th house is not easiest energy for relationships. Moon, 9th house ruler, positive planet, Jupiter, 5th house ruler, extremely favorable. Sun rules powerful 10th house, is a great planet for Scorpio. Negative planets, Saturn, 3rd and 4th house ruler, Mercury, 8th and 11th house ruler, Venus, 7th and 12th house are difficult for Scorpio. Saturn creates obstructions in the Martian path, which they find difficult to deal with, but challenge of Saturn also exalts Mars. Venus is the Maraka. Now, it is important to understand that Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So therefore, Saturn brings something special out of Mars. But at the same time, because Mars is a planet of action and Saturn is a planet of restriction, Saturn always tries to restrict Scorpio. So here we have Boris Becker, and Boris Becker is the tennis champion. He was a great champion in the 20th century. He won Wimbledon twice and many other great sporting achievements. But since then, he got into trouble. He borrowed money, he lied about it, he got bankrupt, and he was put in jail. So you see that contrasting aspect of his experience. But one of the things you see here is that Scorpio Lagna Lord Mars in the 2nd house, in Sagittarius, a spiritual warrior stroke sports person. He was brilliant at this. But if we look at Ketu, the 2nd Lagna Lord has gone into the 12th house. So he is creating loss for himself. Mercury is the 11th Lord, not the best planet for Scorpio, in the house of expenses. And then Sun in the Lagna, very successful professionally, 10th Lord in the Lagna. But at the same time, even now out of prison, he's still commentating, working, career. Jupiter, best planet in the 10th house. But you see that Mars, one is positive, Ketu, which is negative. So that Scorpio positive, negative together is something that you can see here. So Junje, Scorpio Lagna. So you can see here Lagna Lord Mars is debilitated in the 9th house. So, and very close to the sun, 10th house ruler. Sun is a very good planet for Scorpio, but Mars is being influenced by sun. But main thing I notice with Mars in Cancer is that you have to learn to focus on a few things. It's very easy to waste your energy. So that is important. The second Lagna Lord, Ketu, is in the 12th house. So 12th house is house of self-realization, moksha, spiritual things. So that can be of another interest to you as well. See, you have Venus and Saturn both very strong. Venus is own sign in the 7th house, Saturn exalted in the 12th house. So even though they are not the good planets for you, Junjay, they are strong planets. That means that they still have a role to play. So you have to think about how to use them properly, because sometimes we don't understand how to use them. Also, another factor is this, that your moon Lagna is Libra. So you can see that Venus is the lord of the moon Lagna. So, you have to look at some other factors as well when you're looking at these things. And then Satya. Satya, Mars in its own sign, Scorpio, very strong, powerful. This is when the Lagna Lord is so powerful, you are a strong personality. And sometimes, when somebody is strong, we don't feel strong because we think that we should be even stronger or people don't listen to us. But here, this is a very good starting point. And Ketu, the other ruler, 11th house of profit. And profit doesn't have to be money. It could be spiritual profit. It could be profiting from life. So both the rulers are well placed. Moon, 9th lord in the 10th. That is also a good indication. Sun, your 10th lord, is in Capricorn, 3rd house. So very much creating career from your own efforts, own work. And Venus exalted, 7th house ruler, exalted, but with Rahu. So you see, the fact that Venus is a Maraka planet, we don't consider that throughout our life, only at the end of the life. Because when the time is there, then Venus will be Maraka. Otherwise, Venus is giving marriage, relationships, creativity, all those things. So Dhanush, Sagittarius, Lagna. Jupiter is the ruling planet, lord of the ascendant. Sagittarius are tall with a broad face, long neck, sharp nose, and large ears. They are philanthropic, religious, wise. They have a tendency to advise others. They can make good teachers, lecturers, counselors. Jupiter is exalted in difficult 8th house. This indicated that wisdom comes to them only through transformation and change. 8th house position gives Jupiter special knowledge of the occult, mysticism, and the secret world. But this makes their life unsettled as they move in search of moksha. You can take moksha also as idealism. One of my friends is Sagittarius ascendant and Jupiter in the 8th house. He was always traveling, or is still traveling, searching for some ideal situation. So that made his life very unsettled. Even though exalted people honored him, he's a very well-known astrologer, people want to listen to him, everything, but that unsettled energy is still there. Jupiter's debilitated in Capricorn in the second house. This can show a person more commercially minded, a soul that feels restricted or constrained by Saturn. It shows karma to be finished, burdens to be dealt with before Sagittarius can move towards his spiritual path. Childhood would not be easy. Venus is the most negative planet as it rules both 6th and 11th houses, both significator of injury and disease. Venus usually acts negative for Jupiter ruled Lagnas in the same way as Jupiter acts negative towards Venus ruled Lagnas. One thing to remember is that the negative planets, if they are naturally benefic, so like Venus, Jupiter, Moon, Mercury, it's not something that you feel anti you aggressively. They are more soft, but they can still create some problem. Whereas Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, even Sun, if he's negative for you, then they are malefics by nature. So that more intense the experience. Mars, Sun, auspicious planet. Sun as 9th house ruler is extremely good. Mars also rules 12th house, so can create some losses. Saturn, the ruler of 2nd, 3rd houses, Maraka, death-giving. Moon rules malefic 8th house, so creates emotional problems. Sagittarius do not always understand how to deal with their emotions and tend to keep them hidden away. So this is Oprah Winfrey. She was a great TV personality, and even today, she is regarded as a large personality in USA, and she's very wealthy and very rich. So one of the things you see is Lagna Lord, Jupiter, Lagna Lord is in the 6th house, retrograde. Now, one thing to remember about 6th house is Upachaya house. And that means anything in the 6th house learns and grows. But it's still, when Lagna Lord is in the 6th house, there are some obstacles that she had to overcome and also can make her very competitive. Then something very interesting in her chart is that if you look at her 2nd house, she has Venus, Sun, Mercury, and Rahu placed in the 2nd house. And 2nd house ruler, Saturn, exalted in the 11th house. 11th house ruler, Venus, exalted in Venus in Capricorn in the 2nd house. But Venus is in tight conjunction with the Sun. That means Venus has given all its energy to the Sun. But what does the house the Sun rules for Sagittarius? It's the lucky 9th house. So you see, she has the negative planet that appears like Venus is also working positively for her. So, you start looking at these aspects as you learn to study and study more of the charts as well. Sometimes it's not what is appearing to you just in black and white. There are many shades of gray as well. So let us look at Sagittarius here in the class. So we have a lot of Sagittarius here. Let me see if I can see. I'd already seen some of you here. So I think Jojo. So Sagittarius, Lagna Lord Jupiter in the 7th house of relationships, marriage. It's retrograde. So how do you think that the retrograde energy affects you. This is what you have to think. Now, another point here is I explained to you earlier that Saturn in the ascendant is always challenging, even if he's the best planet for you, because Saturn makes you feel a lot of responsibility. Jupiter in the ascendant is good, even if he is not a good planet for you. So here, Saturn in the ascendant, Jojo, can give you a lot of pressure, responsibility, all the time thinking about, uh, you know, duty to others, or that you are always taking responsibility for others. I find people with Saturn in ascendant are very efficient also, because they work hard. Now, Mars, best planet, 11th house, fifth house ruler in the 11th, so can help in making money, successful financially. And Sun, another good planet for you, ninth house lord in the 12th. So 12th house is not the easiest house um, for placement, but 12th house can also give a desire for self-realization, spiritual things. It can make you very generous. Always when you have planets in the 12th house, you have to be careful about who do you give to. You know, there's giving to a good cause, whether it's your effort or it's your energy, or if you are giving to um, uh, the wrong thing. So that is what you have to think about. But also 12th house, because Sun rules your father, so can be some distant energy with father. See, you have to think about it, that how this energy actually affects you. So accordingly, you have to see. I'm just giving you a general idea. Now, Lu, here, Lagna Lord, Jupiter, third house with Ketu. So this is a signature for somebody who has studied uh, astrology, spirituality in past lives. Whenever you have a Jupiter Ketu conjunction, it shows that in the past life you already did study on spiritual things, and especially astrology. But sometimes Ketu, because he's headless, he doesn't reveal that information. But like when you're studying Jyotish, it can come to you, slowly, all the information that you have. But also you have to be careful that you don't reject yourself, that I'm not good or I'm not good enough. That is important. And then the two good planets, Sun and Mars in the fourth house, but Saturn is also there. So Saturn in the fourth house is not the best planet for Sagittarius, so it can affect relationship with mother, happiness, lot of energy in the fourth house. So you have to see home, happiness, mother, all those aspects. You have a Sun, Mars, Saturn placed there, and Mercury. So Sattara, Lagna Lord Ketu in the 11th house. Actually, Sattara, you have a chart quite similar to Prince William. You are born on 15th July, and he was born on 21st of June. So some planets, Mars Saturn conjunction is there in both your charts. Jupiter in Libra is there. Sun, Rahu, Ketu, all these positions don't change. So, but you see here, Lagna Lord, Sun in the 11th, Jupiter in the 11th house. That is good. Mars is a good planet for you. In the 10th house will be good for professional life, but Saturn is also there. So Mars Saturn can bring sometimes frustration, because Saturn is always restricting you. But generally, if you want Mars Saturn somewhere in your chart, 10th house is a great position for it. 10th house is also Upachaya house, so things improve in the chart. A lot of focus on the seventh house of relationships. Sun is a good planet. Fifth, ninth lord in the seventh house, but we have Rahu there, Mercury there, Venus also there. So relationship energy very powerful for you. So, you have to decide what you want to do with it. And Shanti, another Sagittarius. So Shanti, Lagna Lord Jupiter in the 10th house. So that is good. Rahu in the Lagna. That is an important factor to consider because Rahu is the outsider, the foreigner. So you like different things from your own culture. One of them could be that you are studying Jyotish, which is an Indian knowledge, but you'd like to be different. Sometimes you can feel you're different as well. And, Rahu also can make you feel that you must be superwoman. You must try to do everything. Now you have Lagna Lord in the 10th house with 9th Lord. Sun is also there. Now this is a very important combination in your chart. Firstly, Sun and Jupiter. Sun is not combusting Jupiter. They are far enough distance. And then Jupiter is the 10th house with the Sun. Very good combination. Then Venus, 11th Lord in the 11th house with Mercury. Now, Venus is not the best planet for Sagittarius, but it's in its full dignity in the 11th house of money and finances. So it can do very good for you financially. Second house, Saturn, again, not the best planet for you. Why Saturn is not good for Sagittarius? Because Sagittarius is expansive sign. Saturn is more restrictive. So you can feel restricted by it. And Yang. So you see that one of the things that you are seeing here is that there's so many different expressions of Sagittarius ascendant. We have number of students in the class and they all have different ways that their ascendant is being expressed because the Lagna Lord is in a different position where the planets are. So this is why everybody is very unique. So here we see Lagna Lord Jupiter is in the 9th house with Mars. Mars is a good planet for Sagittarius. So this is a good combination. Rahu is also there. Rahu always likes to disrupt things. Jupiter, Rahu together can give interest in foreign things, foreign ideas. Again, you are studying Jyotish, so that is quite correct. In the olden days, you see, studying something foreign was regarded as very negative. Because everybody wanted all tradition following what the local rules are. In our modern 21st century, it's perfectly fine, and we all explore different areas of life. And here we have Saturn, not the best planet for you, but in the 10th house. So that means, again, you have to discipline yourself, work hard, and then work will be good for you. Now, Yang, you have a very good aspect here that Saturn is in Virgo and Mercury is in Capricorn. So they're exchanging signs. Remember, I showed you the chart of Oprah Winfrey. She also had 2nd and 11th here. 2nd and 10th house rulers are exchanging signs for you. Also, Mercury is very tight with Sun, but Sun is your very good planet, 10th house ruler. So this is a great exchange for you. And Zoe, another Sagittarius Lagna, and Jupiter Ketu conjunction, although there's a distance between them, that doesn't matter. They are both connected to past life study in Jyotish and Jyotish knowledge. That is the important factor. And you have sun moon together in Scorpio, and I saw a number of you with sun moon together. So when you have sun moon together in a sign, sometimes you should study that sign as well, because they're two of the three ascendants we look at. They are together. So in Zoe's case, you should also consider where the planets are from Scorpio, because sun and moon are together. But we are just looking from Sagittarius. Best planet Mars in the 10th house. This is a very good position, good for professions, for career. And it also helps your debilitated Saturn, because Saturn's ruler Mars is so strong. It takes away the weakness of the debilitation. And you have 4 planets in the 12th house. So great desire for self-realization, moksha, spiritual things, foreign travel, foreign countries. So any questions? Anybody has anything they'd like to ask? Okay. So now we come to Makar Lagna, Capricorn. And Saturn is the ruling planet and the lord of the ascendant. Capricorn are usually tall with a well-built upper body. They are patient, persevering, and distant. As Saturn is their ruler, they can have tendency towards depression or negativity. Saturn always is thinking everything is less rather than everything is more. So like Jupiter, they always want bigger things, bigger. Saturn is very slow moving. So when you're Capricorn, you can have that quality with you. They are essentially materialistic in approach, very ambitious, hardworking. They usually have long lives. They have the ability to face adversity to achieve their goals. If they are on a spiritual path, they can endure any hardship that comes their path. Makara take on responsibility in order to clear their old karmic debts. Actually, there's something about Capricorn is that they can endure hardship. That is part of their nature. And often people say that Makara Lagna, they are very materialistic, but unconsciously what they are trying to do is they are trying to take on responsibility so that their debts are cleared. But somewhere along the line, they forget that it's not just for personal ambition, but it's also about taking responsibility. As Makara, the crocodile, they tend to live a life between earth and water. Earth is their practical responsibilities. Water is the need for spiritual sustenance. As Makara is not an attractive animal, Capricorn can feel ugly regardless of how good looking they are. Actually, Capricorn, this morning, I couldn't remember the word. They can suffer from self-image. You know, they can doubts. I just putting it here while I remember the word. So, their image, they think they are like the makara, or the crocodile. If you've ever seen the crocodile, maybe in real life or in, in, what should I say, in a zoo, I don't know. they're they're very fierce looking. Saturn is exalted in the 10th house, giving them ability to shine through hard work, detachment, fair play. You see, why I'm giving the exaltation and debilitation of the Lagna Lord is that house where the planet is exalted, that house is somehow uh, shows the best of your nature. So as a Capricorn ascendant, Saturn is the third house, 10th house, sorry, is the exaltation. Saturn is debilitated in Aries in the fourth house. This brings unhappiness, blocks in their search for moksha. Uh, Capricorn can become impulsive, risk takers, avoid responsibility. They can be anger and depression. So you see, when same thing with Makara Lagna or any other Lagna, the debilitated quality of the Lagna Lord is contrary to Saturn's nature. Saturn's nature is always slow and steady. And then if he's in Aries, he's rushing through things, wanting everything like yesterday, taking risks. So that is the aspect that you have to consider. Uh, Positive planets, Venus, Mercury are its friends. Venus rules 5th and 10th house, therefore becomes Raja Yoga Karaka planet, which powerfully enhances the chart. Venus is very good planet for Capricorn. Mercury rules 6th and 9th house. It has tendency to create some problems, but is generally a good planet. Jupiter rules the 3rd and 12th house. Mars 4th and 11th. Moon rules the 7th house. Relate negatively with Saturn. Moon Jupiter as third lord. Moon and Jupiter as third lord can be Maraka for Capricorn. Relationships are difficult for Capricorn as enemy moon rules the opposite sign. You see, Moon Saturn, if you are Capricorn ascendant, you are attracted to emotional people, but then you don't know how to deal with them because you are very, detached and stoic. So you have to learn how to uh, cope with that energy. So this is Barack Obama and former president of USA. And what you see here is that he is Lagna Lord Saturn in the Lagna. So this is Saturn in its own sign. Jupiter is also in the Lagna. So even though Jupiter is not a good planet, what I explained to you that Jupiter is always good in the Lagna, even though he's debilitated also, but he's in the Lagna. This is a positive aspect. Saturn, um, uh, President Obama could have felt all the responsibility of Saturn. As a president, that is good. One of the things that people talked about him was that he was always working and very hardworking and very efficient. What I said about Saturn in the ascendant makes people very efficient. Now, 7th house is wife or spouse, but here you see 7th house ruler Moon is exalted. So his wife, Michelle Obama, quite a strong personality. Venus, best planet for him, but it is in the 6th house. So some aspects are there that he had to deal with. His 4th house ruler, Mars, is in the 8th house. Mars is not the best planet for Capricorn, but he also lost his mother at a young age. And mother was always away. He was brought up by grandmother. So there are a number of things that you can see in a chart. Okay, Atma Jyoti, Capricorn Lagna. Lagna Lord Saturn in its own sign. That is very good. Strong Lagna Lord. Um, Now, Venus, best planet in the 12th house with Jupiter, Mercury, Mars. So 12th house is house of moksha, self-realization, spiritual things. And Atma Jyoti, you are on a path of spirituality. All the planets in the 12th house is indicating that for you. Your 5th house ruler, 9th house ruler, 10th house ruler, all in the 12th house. Sun, 11th house. 11th house ruler is also in the 12th. So, but you have a great strong personality. Why? Because Lagna Lord is in the own sign, second house, very strong. And Lynn, Capricorn Lagna, Saturn in the ascendant, like President Barack Obama. Saturn makes you hardworking, responsible. Always, even though now Saturn is in full dignity in its own sign, Saturn in the Lagna is quite a responsibility, and one should take it. Now, again, Lynn has Sun, Moon together in Libra. That means a lot of people may see her as Libra, not as Capricorn, because the two of the three Lagnas are together in Libra. Venus, very good planet for you. Mercury, they are both placed in the 11th house of earnings, profit. So that is good. Now, Jupiter, not the best planet for Capricorn Lagna, but what I was explaining to you guys, that even though Jupiter is not the best planet, the benefics, if they are not the best planet, they are not harsh. They will be more positive for you. And Lynn has another very important signature in her chart, which we haven't studied as yet. But you see that Venus, Mercury is in Scorpio, Jupiter's in Virgo, and they are hemming Sun and Moon. So that's a very positive aspect in your chart. That means the Sun and Moon Lagna are surrounded by benefic energy. So a part of you gets a lot of luck and good opportunities as well. So we are slowly reaching towards the end of the Lagnas. And then we come to Aquarius, Kumbha Lagna. This is the symbol number 11 sign. And Kumbha is very important in all Vedic rituals. They have this pot with water in it. And all the chanting, everything is done. And then the water gets energized. It's very important. And this is a coconut here with some leaves. It's all very important aspect. Now, Kumbha, again, like Scorpio, has two rulers. Saturn and Rahu are co-rulers. Whichever planet has a higher degree. For Saturn, subtract from 30 degrees. So they have a greater influence. I tend to use Saturn as the main Rashi ruler, then also study the position of Rahu to analyze the chart. Aquarius is considered the most difficult ascendant to be born under. Its ruler rules both first and 12th house. 12th house is the house of loss and can create problems. This indicates a very evolved soul who has to bear pain and suffering, which are karmic in nature. Aquarius rising has powerful lessons to learn in this life, which cannot be avoided. Now, my youngest niece, she's Kumbha Lagna. But she has taken the role of Kumbha just like very positively. She's interested in environment, and she majored in water management, you know, today to the climate change. And then 12th house, she's living abroad. She's in Granada just now. And there she is, you know, helping even the government of Granada to organize these alternative festivals, awareness. She's dealing with um, tortoise preservation of their eggs, all sorts of things that are very Aquarian. And that is really with Aquarius, if you're doing that. Um, but, you know, she's young, and it's, you know, very interesting to see that in the chart. The Aquarians are strong personalities, not necessarily beautiful. They tend to work towards higher consciousness. Otherwise, they can be involved in materialistic pursuits, which can make them very unhappy. They can be philanthropists and spiritualists. Saturn is exalted in ninth house. This gives thirst for wisdom and knowledge. Saturn usually learns from their own experience. So you can't tell Aquarius, Lagna, do this, do that. They'll say yes, but they'll do what they feel like. But then they learn through their own experience. Saturn is debilitated in the third house. Impulsive actions, undisciplined behavior can make Aquarius deviate from their path. They can fight the wrong battles, be angry, aggressive without cause. Co-ruler Rahu is exalted in the fourth house. Usually fourth house position of Rahu is not considered the best, as it creates unhappiness and disturbed family life. For Aquarius on a higher path, this position focuses on moksha. Rahu is debilitated in Scorpio in the 10th house. For Aquarius to be too ambitious, trying to establish themselves in the world, in the more commercial world, we would say, is not right, and can give worldly ambitions and a gigantic ego. Venus is Raja Yoga Karaka, who gives good success, is very friendly with Saturn. So for Capricorn and Aquarius, Venus is the best planet. Mercury usually neutral, it rules fifth house, but also rules the eighth. Virgo Multrikona for Mercury rules the eighth, so Mercury will give greater effect of the eighth house than the fifth house. Jupiter can give great wealth to Aquarius rising, as it rules the two houses of wealth, second and 11th. But wealth does not satisfy them. You know, for Aquarius, they think to beyond wealth is that doing something good for the world, doing something that is environmentally positive. But Mars, 3rd, 11th house ruler, Moon, 6th house ruler can create problems. Sun, the 7th house ruler, is enemy to Saturn. Therefore, there are many relationship lessons to be learned from marriage and partnerships. So this is George Clooney, and he has a very interesting aspect. So you see Ketu in the Lagna. Lagna Lord Saturn is in the 12th house in its own sign. He's born very close to Barack Obama in 1961, and Saturn in Capricorn, both of them have Saturn in Capricorn. But here the 12th house, you know, George Clooney, famous actor, but he's also famous for his philanthropy. He's very successful. He does also political, he uses his celebrity, his fame for positive reasons. And the other Lagna Lord is in the 7th house, Rahu in the 7th house. Now he's married to a lawyer, and she's from Lebanon. So it's very different from his culture, Amal. And you can see 7th house Lord Sun is exalted. So strong wife. And then Venus also is exalted in his chart. He has a lot of money, very successful. And then 2nd and 11th house Lord Jupiter is in the 12th house. So a lot of his money, as I said, he makes money so that he can use it for a good reason. Of course, he's wealthy as well, and money is part of who he is. So one person, Emma, as Aquarius Lagna. And here we see, firstly, as an Aquarius, you have to think that you need to do things for the other people, whether it's environment or looking after people. There are a number of things that an Aquarius can do. But here the two lords, Saturn is in the 8th house of transformation and change. And it is with Jupiter. And so Jupiter is also the ruler of money. So maybe, using your money or things to change the world, that could be one of the areas for you. And then Rahu, the other rulers in the 6th house. Rahu likes being in the 6th house. It is health and healing, overcoming opposition. Best planet is Venus in the 7th house. This is good. Now you have an exchange between Venus in Leo, Sun in Libra. So that is regarded as very positive. And also Mercury here is in the 9th house, study, knowledge, and the exchange of Sun and Venus. 9th house becomes very prominent there. This is a strong energy. Now Mars, not necessarily the best planet, but very powerfully placed here in the 10th house, can give a good career, strong personality as well. So the last sign is Meena, Pisces, and you can see the two fish. Meena actually means fish. Jupiter is the ruler. Pisces rising, always large people with deep, mysterious eyes. They should involve themselves with philanthropy, selfless pursuits that brings them success and happiness. Pisces find that life improves with age. They can achieve great success late in life. People look to them for advice. They are generally respected. Pisces is a water sign, so they are intuitive, emotional, and can be psychic. They have no idea of boundaries and restrictions. Their soul needs to be free. This makes it hard for them to live in the materialistic world and with people who try to impose restrictions. One of the things about Pisces is also the ocean rather than contained water. So they have this sort of sense of freedom, bigger than themselves, large ideas. Pisces are usually comfortable in more spiritual world, but they must learn to understand the material world because all of us have to live in it, So acquire practical skills, be realistic, try to avoid seeing the world through rose-tinted glasses. Now, what is interesting is that for the other ascendants, I usually say you have to learn to be more spiritual, but Pisces, they have to be learned to be more practical because that's not natural to them. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer in the 5th house. This gives them a higher mind, good children, natural guru qualities. They can be excellent at Vedic studies and have knowledge of mantra. Usually Pisces do not rate their own wisdom, so they're less likely to use it for their own needs. Jupiter is debilitated in the 11th house of profit. This indicates that Pisces should not sell their soul for money or for materialistic pursuits. That can only debilitate them. Debilitated Jupiter talks of money instead of spirituality. They can be good accountants, businessmen. Now, one of the things you notice is that the two Jupiter ascendants, Sagittarius and Pisces, Dhanush and Meena. Dhanush, Lagna Lord, gets debilitated in the second house of savings or wealth, Dhana Bhava, and Meena, Lord, gets debilitated in the 11th house. So, therefore, what message it is giving that for the Jupiter ruled Lagnas, they can earn money and they can be very wealthy, but that should not be their motivation. Sometimes clients will come to me and they'll say, I want to be rich. That's all. They don't want to make any effort or anything. And sometimes that's not a good motivation. One should say, I want to do this, I want to be, work at something, and then that work can bring success or wealth to them. Positive planets for Mars. For Meena Lagna, Mars, 2nd and 9th house ruler is Yoga Karaka, best planet for Pisces, along with the moon. Mars does not exercise its Maraka role for Pisces. So Mars is a very positive planet for Meena Lagna. Saturn, ruler of the 11th and 12th house, Sun, 6th house, Venus, 3rd and 8th house are negative, and Mercury is Maraka. So here we have Bette Midler. She's a singer, performer, artist. She has Pisces, Lagna Lord in the 7th house. And she has Mars debilitated, good planet with Saturn, 5th house. So this is complicated for her. Saturn, Mars together. And then even in the 9th house, you see Mercury, Sun, Venus. These are all difficult planets for Meena Lagna. So I don't know actually her personal life. I was thinking I should check it out because I don't know. So even though she's very successful, she may have some issues within herself, that she is dealing with. So nobody in the class who's Pisces. So one more aspect to talk about, then I'll ask if you have any questions. So then sometimes in rare cases, you can have a Gandanta Lagna. Nobody in this class has a Gandanta Lagna. Lagna in Gandanta degrees can be a complex birth with a lot of challenges. Gandanta is junction points in the zodiac that are particularly connected to times of soul growth. These points are junctions of Pisces, Aries, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Lagna and Gandanta degrees should be right at the end of Pisces, beginning of Aries, Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, or Sagittarius. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Gandanta is more difficult one as the soul moves from material to spiritual. So you see, you have Gandanta moon and you have Gandanta Lagna. These are the two more difficult ones to have. People, when they have Gandanta Lagna, they struggle with insecurity. It's a very unsettled energy to have the Lagna and Gandanta. And this is Katie Holmes' chart. She was the ex-wife of Tom Cruise. And she's regarded as a symbol of fashion and fashion. And here what you see is that she has 29 degrees 12 Cancer. So it's right at the edge of Cancer that she has the Lagna. And she has Jupiter moon in the Lagna, both of them very positive for Cancer, Lagna Lord and 9th Lord. So she has a plenty of luck opportunity, but within her, she can feel insecure. And she has the Saturn Rahu combination in the second house. This is also not a easy combination for her, but the main thing is the Gandanta Lagna. So no assignment today. Next week, we are actually going to talk about planetary aspects. So I'm open for any questions you may have, anything.
Hi, Camilla. I was just wondering, when we were looking at my chart and you said that Mercury is like a lucky planet, or like in what way can you, sort of like, I guess, maximize when you have like a lucky planet? Like, what does that sort of translate to as far as like practically in your life? Like, is that
I'll just look at your chart one sec, Sophia.
okay?
I think the thing is this, that the planet is giving you good guidance and generally positive in the area where he's placed.
Mm,
But also what you see with the lucky planet is that it can, one aspect we haven't studied is the dashas. So in the time when, suppose you come into the time period of Mercury, then that is also lucky. So here, ninth house ruler in the ninth house, it's the planet of dharma, good thinking, good ideas, right support. You'll get the right guru when you want. You'll get support from your father, general good luck that comes to you. So that is why it's a, very good signature
okay.
to have. Yes.
And then I've heard that with Saturn in the second house, that you said it was good with money, but is it true that it's sort of like later in life? Like, because isn't Saturn sort of a planet that like sort of requires you to work for,
It does,
like,
but it
yeah,
also delays the thing,
delays?
doesn't give
Yeah,
early. And secondly, even if you have money, you'll think I don't have, because Saturn feels less is more.
right.
So that
Okay.
that that can be a feeling that even though you may have it, you may think I don't have enough.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to, because I had just heard different things about that. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
So good. Thank you very much, everybody. Any other questions? Nice to see you. Next week, we go into aspects, and then we are going to go into nakshatras. So lots to cover still. Thank you. Bye.